On the 7th Valentine's Day after we got married, my husband Ethan Carrillo, who was also alpha of Sirius Pack, went on a business trip with a female beta. When he returned, he gifted me $1 million blue diamond necklace as an apology. Everyone thought he loved me deeply, but I discovered the female beta was wearing an even rarer set of blue sapphire jewelry he had given her. The entire set, from necklace to earrings to bracelet. I pretended not to know anything and kept playing the role of the dutiful Luna. Seeking a thrill, they couldn't wait to indulge in each other in the study, while I was fast asleep in my room. The next day, Ethan gave me a blue fox fur shawl. At that point, I realized that every blue gift he gave me was a sign of his guilt after his affair. My closet was overflowing with all the blue gifts he had given me. At that moment, I gave up. I decided it was time to end this relationship full of lies. Lucy Miller, your mate bond with Ethan Carrillo will be severed. Your information in the Wolf Clan registry will be erased, and he will never find you again. Are you sure about this? I kneeled before the moon goddess statue and replied, I'm sure. Okay then. A flash of holy light filled the room, and a vial of potion appeared before me. Drink this, and you and Alpha Ethan will automatically be divorced in 3 days. The Wolf Clan will have no record of you anymore. Without hesitation, I tilted my head back and drank it in one go. When I left the shrine, I had already bought a plane ticket to a northern pack. I hailed a cab, and as I got in, the radio played a news story. Sirius Pack's Alpha, Ethan Carrillo, has spared no expense to buy a $50 million blue diamond necklace for his Luna. The host excitedly asked Ethan, why did you choose this particular necklace? Ethan smiled faintly and said, because she loves blue. The driver sitting in front couldn't help but comment, Ethan really loves his Luna. I heard Ethan even bought an island and named it after her. I wonder which she-wolf is lucky enough to be with him. I heard that they grew up together. They've known each other for over 10 years. Guess it was fate. I stayed silent, my head lowered with a bitter smile. I like purple, not blue. I once thought being with Ethan would be the happiest thing in my life, and that our love would be pure forever. But reality proved me utterly wrong. Ethan and I had indeed grown up together. Back then we were both young and naive. I was 2 years younger than him, and to me he was just a reliable older brother. He treated me so well, protecting me like a sister. I never considered that it could be anything more. It wasn't until we were about to become adults that Ethan came to me with a serious expression and said, Lucy, I don't want to be your brother anymore. I love you. I want you to be my Luna. Can you give me a chance? I swear I'll always love and care for you. It was only then that I realized Ethan was no longer the lively young man he used to be. He had grown into a handsome and strong alpha, with a powerful build and a face that captivated all the she-wolves. I couldn't help but be drawn to him, and his feelings for me had been recognized by Moon Goddess. On the day our mate bond was formed, he invited all the important members of the pack to witness our love. He shakily put a ring on my finger in front of the Moon Goddess statue. Tears streamed down his face as he loudly declared, May all pack members and Moon Goddess witness. I, Ethan Carrillo, officially bind myself to Lucy Miller as her mate from this day forward. I will love and protect her forever. If I break this vow, may I suffer all the pain the world has to offer. The crowd erupted in applause, praising our love. Even after we got married, Ethan continued to treat me like a queen. Not only did he shower me with gifts, but he also took care of all the housework, never letting me lift a finger. Everyone said he was the perfect mate, and we became the model couple in the wolf pack. But then one day a photo landed in my inbox. It was a photo taken in Ethan's office. He was lying on the couch with his eyes closed. His suit jacket was open, and the buttons of his shirt were undone down to his chest, revealing his toned muscles that radiated a raw masculine energy. In the lower left corner of the photo, there was a glimpse of a leg clad in stockings. Clearly, the photographer was a she-wolf, and from the angle, it seemed she was straddling him. Their lower bodies were pressed closely together. They were playing a game, the kind meant for two. I held my phone, feeling my heart freeze. Ethan had been with another she-wolf long ago. All that talk about loving me and growing old together had been nothing more than a fantasy in my head, and those blue gifts, which were starting to fill half the room, were just his guilty attempts at making amends after his affair. The sound of a phone ringing broke my thoughts. It was Ethan calling. His voice was full of excitement. "I'm back, darling. Do you have time to come to the Pack Central Square? I've got a gift for you." I smiled slightly. "Is that so? I'll be right over." I stopped by a store on the street and bought a gift box. I placed the ring I had been wearing inside. It had once symbolized our love, but now I was returning it to Ethan. When I arrived, many of the pack members had already gathered in the hall. In front of everyone, he placed the sparkling blue diamond necklace around my neck. "Darling, I personally polished this diamond. I'm sorry we couldn't spend Valentine's Day together, but the pack had an emergency I had to deal with." I gave a small smile, saying nothing. What kind of emergency kept him away for a week, not even returning my messages? Seeing that I wasn't going to ask, Ethan leaned down and kissed my cheek. "You're always so understanding, darling." The moment he came closer, I noticed a lipstick mark on his shoulder. It was a bright rose-colored imprint. It wasn't the shade I usually wore. I pretended I hadn't seen it and handed him the gift box from my pocket. "I've got a gift for you too. Open it in 3 days." With a beaming smile, he held the gift box in his hands. "Thank you, darling. Since we've been together, you've always put so much thought into your gifts. One day when we're old with our hair turned gray, we'll sit on the lawn and watch our children run through the forest and grasslands. How romantic would that be?" I curved my lips into a faint smile but said nothing. The pack members surrounding us had started chattering, praising our relationship. "Oh my! Alpha Ethan and Luna Lucy have such a wonderful bond. They're the very definition of love. I never imagined there could really be such a loving pair. I believe in love again." The spotlight flickered, and someone snapped a picture of Ethan and me embracing. The photo was soon posted on the public bulletin board. Every person who passed by couldn't help but admire the love between Ethan and me. I stood before the photo, examining it carefully. Out of the corner of my eye, I spotted a face that wasn't quite as cheerful. It was the female beta who had gone on the business trip with Ethan, Nora Massey. After giving me the gift, Ethan took me to a high-end restaurant. This restaurant was said to be exclusive to certified VIPs, and reservations had to be made a month in advance. When it came time to order, Ethan didn't hesitate to list off all my favorite dishes. I wasn't in the mood to eat, so halfway through the meal, I excused myself and went to the restroom. Just as I reached the door, I overheard a conversation between a few she-wolves inside. "Did you see the necklace Ethan gave to his Luna today? It's gorgeous. And he made it himself. It's so touching. Seriously, I wish I could find a mate who loves me like that." "Ah, that's nothing." I quietly peeked inside and saw Nora standing among them. She was wearing a pair of sparkling earrings with blue sapphires that shimmered beautifully. The other she-wolves were staring at them in curiosity. "See these? These are from my boyfriend. There are only 5 of these blue sapphires in the entire country. Even the wealthiest couldn't buy them. But my boyfriend bought the entire set for me. These earrings are just one part." "Wow!" The other she-wolves crowded around her. "Your boyfriend is amazing. Such a precious gift. He must have spent a fortune on it, right?" "Of course." Nora grinned proudly. "It costs 9 figures, but it's nothing to him." "Wow. Blue sapphires are rarer than synthetic blue diamonds. Compared to these, Luna Lucy's necklace seems pretty ordinary. Your boyfriend really doesn't hold back on spending for you. You must be so lucky." "Nora, any chance we can meet your impressive boyfriend?" Nora raised an eyebrow. "I wish, but he's always busy. With his status, it's hard for anyone to see him. But I've already asked him to go shopping with me tonight. I'll post pictures on my Instagram so you'll get to see them." I returned to the table and saw Ethan peeling crab for me. I sat down across from him. "Do you have any other plans tonight?" He looked startled for a moment, then answered without hesitation. "Of course not. I just got back from my trip. Of course I'm going to spend the night with you." But not long after, his phone rang. He glanced at me nervously before answering. He muttered a few words and then turned to me with an apologetic look. "Sorry, darling. The Wolf Clan Council is looking for me. I need to go now." I forced a smile. "Go ahead. Don't worry about me." He quickly stood up and hugged me in a hurry, then walked out with hurried steps. After he left, I lost all interest in eating. I went home alone. Ethan didn't return until late at night, reeking of alcohol. His clothes were neatly put together, though his tie was missing. When he turned on the lights, he found me sitting on the couch in the living room. A hint of panic flickered in his eyes. "Why aren't you in bed, darling?" I remembered the old days when he'd come home late, always surprised and touched to find me waiting for him. But now, his first reaction upon seeing me was panic and guilt. I gave him a bitter smile. "Nothing. I was just sorting through some old things and didn't notice the time." "What things?" "Just some old photos. I found them while cleaning the room." I opened the album on my lap. The pages were filled with memories of the times Ethan and I had shared. Some of the photos had yellowed and faded, but our smiles remained as bright as ever. Ethan's eyes lit up. He leaned in, carefully flipping through the pages. "I remember this one. It's from when we went to Lunaris Lake together. We had just gotten together and that was our first date." "Oh, this one. This was when we went hunting in the southern mountains. You wanted a little fox and I spent ages trying to catch it. I still remember how carefully you held that little fox in your hands. Your eyes were sparkling. You were so beautiful. You didn't realize I liked you back then. You didn't pick up on any of my hints. I was going crazy, but I didn't dare tell you directly. I just comforted myself, thinking it would work out in time." As he spoke, a smile tugged at the corner of his lips. I studied him carefully. When he spoke, his eyes sparkled with affection, almost overflowing with love. But why was this happening? I didn't understand. How could he love me and still betray me? Just then, a strange scent wafted toward me. Women's perfume with a hint of rosemary. It was the same scent I'd smelled on Nora before, but now it was on Ethan. I asked calmly, "What's that scent on you? It smells nice." He visibly tensed and quickly stood up. "What? Oh, it's probably from the reception. It must have rubbed off on me." His awkward excuse left me unfazed. After I said that, he almost fled into the bathroom. "If you don't like it, I'll wash it off." Soon, he returned in a bathrobe and sat next to me. I subtly moved a little further away. "Ethan, do you remember what you said when we became mates?" He froze for a second, then recited exactly what he'd said years ago. "I will love and protect you forever. If I break this vow, may I suffer all the pain the world has to offer." I suddenly didn't know what to say. How could someone remember their oath and still break it? "Don't worry, darling." He pulled me close, his voice certain. "I would never do anything to hurt you." Just then the doorbell rang, interrupting him. He stood up and opened the door. I heard him ask in surprise, "What are you doing here?" I stood up and saw Nora standing in the doorway. When Nora saw me, she made sure to greet me first. "Oh, Luna Lucy. Sorry to bother you so late. There were some things left unfinished at the pack, so I brought the documents to Alpha Ethan. You're not upset, are you?" She was still wearing those blue sapphire earrings, which shimmered with dazzling light under the glow that I walked over and caught the same perfume scent I had smelled on Ethan, now lingering on her. Before I could speak, Ethan interrupted. Frowning, he demanded sharply, "Who asked you to come here? Didn't I say that no work should interfere with my time with my family?" I looked at him with a mocking smile inside. Was he worried I'd be disturbed, or was he more afraid that I'd discover their affair? Nora wore a pitiful expression. "I just came to deliver the documents." The tension in the air was palpable, and I decided to speak up. "Nora's just here for work. Let's talk inside." After Nora walked in, she suddenly pretended to casually grab hold of Ethan. "Oh, by the way, your tie was left in the office. I brought it back for you." She wore an innocent expression, but her gaze toward me was filled with provocation. She was trying to tell me that they had been together tonight and had done something intimate enough to require him to untie his tie. That I found it ridiculous that if this had happened before, I would have screamed in anger, demanding to know what their relationship really was. But now, I wasn't upset anymore. Her provocation only seemed laughable to me. "It's fine," I said, taking the tie from her. "Thank you for bringing it even at this time." Without even bothering to wipe his hair, Ethan roughly pulled Nora behind him. "Cut the crap. Come with me to the study now." He turned to me and softly added, "Darling, you should go to bed. No need to wait up for me. I'll be done soon." I nodded and went to the master bedroom, shutting the door behind me. Outside, Ethan hurriedly dragged Nora to the study and locked the door behind them. That if it were just for work, Why lock the door? Ethan thought this would keep me in the dark. What he didn't realize was that, years ago, he had given me access to his computer's webcam as a way to prove his loyalty to me. All these years, I had trusted him and never checked it. Over time, we both forgot about it. But now I pulled out my phone and opened the surveillance app. It was just in time to see what was happening in the study. As the image loaded, I felt the blood in my body freeze from head to toe.